So, in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how you, as someone that is successful in some capacity, can impress other rich and other successful people. Maybe you feel like you're at that point where you've made a lot of business success, but you look at your life and you're like, right, either for me to get to the next level or for me to enjoy the level that I'm at and actually connect with people on my level, I need to just connect with people that are very successful and doing very well. And I'm kind of struggling to do that. Well, this video is for you if that's how you feel. My name's Pierre Aladher, and I do this for a living. I travel the world, I give talks to hundreds of people, and I actually even work with a few billionaires. So I am 100% qualified to tell you in this video exactly what you need to do to make sure that rich and successful people look up to you and are impressed by you, and also what you need to make sure you do not do. Because if you make one of these mistakes that I'm going to break down, like you can do all the good stuff in the world, but it's like completely irrelevant and it's completely pointless. So make sure you watch the whole way through for that. So I'm not going to get into it because it really boils down to this first important rule. And I want to tell you a really quick story about this because it's probably very relatable to you. Have you ever been in a point where you, in your field, as someone that's successful, meet someone else and you know for a fact that they're way less successful than you, but they know your level of success and they just come at you like just trying to get everything from you? It kind of gives you this like icky feeling. And maybe it's like I experienced this the other day. I was in the gym with a friend of mine that's famous on Instagram, and someone came up and said, "Oh, can I get a photo with you? Uh, let's get a coffee. Um, uh, can we hang out?" And it was just like take. It was such a needy super fan vibe that it's honestly unattractive. And the reason I bring that up is because often what happens when we meet people that are really successful and very wealthy, very affluent, what happens is we tend to pedestalize them. And in pedestalizing them, we often break rule number one, which is we end up trying to impress that person, which is the absolute worst thing you can do. And I want to start with that because think about if you've been on a date with a very, very attractive woman. I'm talking a woman that is genuinely a 10 out of 10. A woman that is a genuine 10 out of 10 will not be impressed by your ability to flex. She will not be impressed by your Rolex. She won't be impressed by your car. She won't be impressed by whatever it is that you try and flex in front of her because it simply does not work. And the woman that the guys that she would like to be with are someone that are so far above that it's kind of just like passing. It's the type of guy that walks into a restaurant, leaves in his Ferrari or Bugatti, whatever it is, but doesn't even mention it. Versus the guy that hasn't rented a car and has to tell absolutely everyone about it. It's very different mentality. And so I bring that up because you must understand that when you try and impress this person that you ironically want to impress, you're instantly repelling them. And that's the first most important thing that I want to explain for you. And this is the actual, we have something called frame control, which is actually the kind of social dynamic behind why this works and the human psychology behind it. Now, if you don't know what frame control is, it simply is having a more dominant reality than someone else. That's what I mean by having a strong frame and frame control. It's just who is controlling the reality in that situation. A common example is, if you go to, let's say, Richard Mille and you want to buy a watch, they own the frame because they make sure that you as a potential buyer are qualifying yourself to Richard Mille. Rolex do it on like a lesser level. Patek, if you go to the store and you want to get an allocation, you are someone that must write application letters, you get put on a waiting list, and this is all artificial manipulation of controlling the frame, controlling the reality. And I bring this up because it understands and it breaks down the lens of which people operate. Now, I want you to imagine yourself here, and you're going to have to excuse my drawing. Now, you, on a subconscious level, or maybe conscious, you will categorize people into three buckets. You will categorize them above you, the same as you, or you will look at them as in some capacity below you. And this doesn't sound nice, but this is just the pragmatic truth of what I see. Now, all people, all, want their lives to go in which direction? Everyone wants their life to move up. Everyone. This doesn't matter if you're rich, poor, famous, not famous, super attractive, 50 years old, 10 years old. We have this desire for things to just always get better in our lives. I've never met someone that doesn't want their life to go upwards in some way, right? This is really human nature. Now, what you need to understand, though, it's a very important distinction to make, is that you do not do, and people in general, you do not do what is actually best for you. You do what you deem is best for you. Now, why do I bring that up? Because if you think about it, like maybe you went on like a messy night out. You at like 3 a.m., maybe silly example, you maybe ate that burger. And at the time, it felt like the best thing to do. But you know for a fact deep down that it's empirically, factually not the best thing for you. But in the moment, it felt like the best thing for you, so you did that. Now, I bring that up because people are the same. Other people are the exact same as you. And so, if this is you, right, I'm going to get rid of this arrow, and you want to connect with this person, or this person, or this person, you must understand that they also view reality in the same trident capacity, right? They view people above them the same as them and below them, right? It maybe just like goes the other way as well, okay? Now, what we want to do is we want to connect with this person up here. Now, this is the thing. So I'm going to redraw this so it's a bit clearer. This is you. You want to connect with a person that's like genuinely up here, right? This person that is up here. Maybe they've sold their business for like $1 billion or so. I don't know, but in whatever capacity it is, whatever metric you want to use, they are way more successful than you. Now, what happens is if we go back to what I brought up before, this person only wants to also move up and connect with the person that they view as up here, right? But because they do not understand the difference between reality and their perception, what you must understand is all that you need to do is, instead of positioning yourself down here, which is like your normal level, even if you're rich and successful, you must position yourself as up here, right? So that this person looks up to you, green as you. Now, you might ask yourself, okay, well, how does that work? Because if I'm with someone that's very successful, or maybe more successful than me, how do I make sure that they do this? Well, you're asking about this delta, and we can manipulate this delta in the following ways. We must understand how this person operates. This delta can be compromised over a number of different things. The first thing that I'd like to say is that you must really have a deep understanding of your own identity. I don't know why I've decided to draw this, but I am. Identity. Now, why I bring this up is because people often, and maybe this is you might be with someone that's very attractive, very successful, and you want to impress that person. So what you do is you end up finding yourself laughing more than you normally do. Maybe you find yourself mirroring that person's opinions. And the problem with that is people at the very, very top are genuinely starved for authenticity. Because every single person that they meet is a yes man to them. Every single person that they meet wants them. Every single person that they meet in like a factual basis is below them. And so because these people below them do not understand how to react, like how to actually behave, what happens is that they're all just yes men. And so the first thing is you need to have your own identity, and you need to understand what you stand for. Because in doing so, you're going to be able to connect with this person on a basis that is true, if it is true, or not true. Like, you're going to be able to decide, okay, me, as who I am, do I genuinely want to connect with this person? Do I genuinely want them in my life, regardless of the materialistic success that maybe they have? Now, the second thing that I want you to understand, which leads to this delta, is how impressed you are by them. Now, think about it for yourself. If you're rich, if you're successful, if you meet someone that has like the same amount of success as you, right? Let's say you drive a Ferrari and you have someone that you meet a friend that has the same Ferrari as you, you're not really impressed by it. And if you then meet someone that has maybe like a BMW, you really don't give a shit. If you're trying to connect with someone that's above you, you need to understand that it's the same thing. So this person that maybe can buy 10, 15, 100 Bugattis times over, they just don't care. And so you also need to be like that, and you need to be genuinely unimpressed by that person's status, genuinely unimpressed by their money, their fame, their looks, their beauty. And when you genuinely do not give a shit about this, you will step into a truly rare person. You will immediately stand out, and everyone will think, damn, this guy, like, there's something different about this person. I like this person. And you're going to be able to impress these people that you want to impress. Now, the third thing is to understand that you do want to add value in some way, right? And by the way, as I write this out, if any of this resonates with you and you want to go deeper, just book a call with me, because I can really break this down for you and your specific life. If you want to build that access to these top level elite circles, whatever industry you're in, wherever you are on earth, I've done it time and time again for all of my clients. If you want to get the access and get the trust and have all of these people that you want to have lean into you and be impressed by you, go on a call with me, because I'll be able to diagnose your situation, genuinely give you real pragmatic advice. If I think we can work together, I'll offer you the opportunity to do so. If not, I'll politely tell you and direct you to other videos. Now, the third point is to provide value in some capacity. What's universally magnetic is having mastery of something. So you can provide value by being a master in your field, because that's something that's generally interesting. And this can be whether you're a chef, maybe like rock climber, maybe photographer, or like genuinely having a hobby that you are very good at, or just being world class in your own lane. That is some way that you can add value, because you can talk about that and add genuine insight to that person. Now, maybe you're thinking, okay, but what happens if I'm, say, I don't know, like in ecom, and I meet someone that's really good in ecom? How do I add value there? Well, we've got to think outside the box. And how you can add value is by spiking that person's emotions and providing that person with a good feeling, making that person laugh, being able to tell stories that really draw people in, being able to just make sure that that person leaves the interaction with you just with a smile on their face, really happy that they met you. And you can do this with anyone, because I've connected with ambassadors, I've connected with billionaires, I've connected with like the co-founder of Tether USD. I've connected with incredibly attractive people on several runway shows. And it's because I add value, but I add value in different ways than what they're used to. And you need to ask yourself, how can you do that? Okay, I've done this horribly. Let's ignore the numbering. The other way to add delta is to actually have a full life. And if you think about it, like you for yourself, if you're to connect with someone, it's quite attractive for that person to have a lot of shit going on for them. And you can be like someone that's really locked in and making a lot of money, but you still want to have like some element of fun that you can talk about, and you want to have a life that is just so vibrant and so joyful that people are like, damn, like I want to be around this guy. And by virtue of you having a full life, people like you can't be overly available. You can't be like, oh, like whenever works for you. Because people with options are attractive and attracted to other people with options. And so you need to make sure that you present yourself as someone of that capacity. What else do I want to add? Identity, impressed, value, full life. What we then need to understand is how to control. We need to understand how to control our emotions. Something that I see time and time again is the first time I introduce some of my clients to very successful people, they get nervous, they get flustered, they get overly eager. And what you need to develop is this level of calm confidence, because that is the single most impressive quality that I really believe that you can have and display. Because it's just flat across all status levels. You need to be truly confident in yourself for you. I've got other videos on this, by the way, and understand that a lot of that will come from your identity. A lot of that will come from you knowing deep down that regardless of who you are, like whatever you like, you have inherent value and you can provide value in a different capacity. So all of these other points are going to lead to you better understanding your emotions and being sure that you don't like be overly emotional with that high status or that highly attractive and very successful person. So this is genuinely what you need to do to create this delta that is going to allow you to see this person, or is going to allow this person to view you as up here. What we then need to go over is what actually kills your chances and like your chance of actually having any type of success with this person. The first thing, which I've kind of alluded to already, is bringing up their wealth or their appearance or their status. Bringing up one of these things is genuinely just, by lack of a better word, unattractive. It just does not work. It does not. And the reason it doesn't is because it places you as someone below them that actually cares about that. Someone that they want to connect to, that is someone way above them, just is like, yeah, whatever. Like, of course, like for me, this sounds terrible. For me, as an example, all of my friends that are women, for example, are very attractive. And so if I see a woman that's attractive, I don't really care. You become numb to it. If you're not at that point, what I'm teaching you here is the ability to become at that point. And ironically, the quicker you can develop this in yourself, the quicker these people are going to actually want to be surrounded. So, like, they want to surround themselves with you. The second thing you need to do, or need to not do, is you need to make sure that you don't laugh too hard and you don't laugh too fast. And I say that because it goes into like the fanboy beta mode. And we don't want that. The people that want to, like, it goes back to the hierarchy thing. The people that want to connect with you are going to be people that view you as like a highly exceptional individual and want to, like, be also with a sovereign individual, not with someone that simply copies them, not with another yes person, not with someone that just like laughs and is like, oh yeah, like super eager to connect with them. The last two things are asking for favors too early. I'll break this down. I'll just give a quick story. I mean, I was in Cape Town not long ago and I was connected to the guy that owns the second most expensive villa in all of Cape Town, in all of South Africa. And I messed up there because I tried to add value too quickly by suggesting a yoga flow at his place because it was an incredible location. And I honestly think in retrospect that he viewed that as me asking for him for a favor, even though I was trying to add value. And because of that, I ruined that connection. And so you need to understand that like people like this constantly have fake relationships around them and can't see how people just asking them and begging them for things. Think about it yourself. I'm sure a lot of your old friends are like, please do this for me, please do this for me. And it's highly unattractive. It's not something you want to be around. And it's the same for these people. And the final thing is, and it's hard because a lot of this requires nuance, but if you talk too much or if you talk too little about yourself, that can honestly trigger and show a level of insecurity. And that's something that we absolutely do not want. So in this video, what I've done is I've talked you through how to impress other rich and other successful people when you're already one of them. I've broken down, at least at some level, frame control. I've told you, in order to create this delta, in order to control the frame so this person views you as above them, you must be able to manipulate your identity. You must be able to add value. I can't remember what I wrote as the second one. You must be able to have a full life. You must be able to control your emotions, and you must not do all of these terrible, terrible things in the Nike Hill list. Now, if you do this, you will be able to connect and impress other rich and other successful people. But if you want more of a tailored approach and something where, well, like actual tailored help, where I walk you through this, we look at your life and we go, okay, who do you want to connect to? What specific people do you want to get access to? And most importantly, how can you have these people that you want to get access to lean into you, trust you, like you, want to be around you, and provide you with opportunities, whether that's business opportunities, personal opportunities, relationship opportunities? You can DM me on Instagram. And as I said, I'm happy to walk through your situation, try and provide as much value as possible. And if there is a way for us to work together that makes sense for both of us, I'll provide you with that opportunity. And if not, please like, comment, and watch one of my other videos that are designed to help you as much as possible. See you on the next one.